When World War II began, Britain was not a poor country scrambling for survival. It was still the financial nerve centre of the world. British investors owned vast assets overseas, from American factories to South American railways. London controlled global shipping insurance. Sterling was a reserve currency, but total war doesn't care about prestige. It consumes resources at an industrial scale, and honestly, Britain was uniquely vulnerable. The island imported nearly everything it needed: food, fuel, raw materials. Once Nazi Germany dominated Europe and U-boats choked Atlantic supply lines, Britain's economy became a pressure vessel with no relief valve. The United States, meanwhile, remained officially neutral. American law forbade loans to nations at war. Under the cash-and-carry system, Britain could buy weapons, but only by paying in full upfront in gold and shipping them itself. Washington wanted no risk, no debt, no sympathy. During the first year of the war, Britain drained its gold reserves at a staggering pace. In a secret operation, the entire national gold stockpile was shipped across the Atlantic to Canada, escorted by warships, just to keep American factories supplying arms. By the end of 1940, the gold was gone. The British Purchasing Commission in Washington suddenly found itself unable to sign contracts. When Churchill admitted this reality to Roosevelt, it wasn't a request. It was a confession. Britain could keep fighting only if the United States rewrote the rules. That rewrite became Lend-Lease. Publicly, it was framed as generosity. Privately, it was a foreclosure. The United States Treasury demanded proof that Britain had exhausted every asset it owned, governmental and private. British officials were forced to open their books in humiliating detail. American officials didn't want reassurance. They wanted liquidation. British companies operating in the United States were targeted first. One of the most painful examples was a massive American industrial firm owned by British interests, generating vital income for London. The US Treasury demanded it be sold, immediately, cheaply, and with the proceeds sent straight to Washington to pay for weapons. Britain resisted, knowing it was being forced into a fire sale. The resistance failed. The company was sold at roughly half its true value. Britain lost a cornerstone of its overseas income. America gained both cash and industrial dominance. The same logic applied to geopolitics. Britain desperately needed naval escorts to stop German submarines. The United States had dozens of aging destroyers sitting idle. The price? 99-year leases on British military bases stretching from Newfoundland to the Caribbean. Strategic footholds that would define American power for the next century were handed over in exchange for obsolete ships. Survival demanded sacrifice, and Britain paid in territory. When Lend-Lease formally passed in 1941, Britain was alive, but hollowed out. Gold gone, assets sold, trade protections weakened, and buried deep in the agreement was a clause that would finish the job after the war. Britain agreed to dismantle its imperial trade system, opening its markets to American goods. It was the quiet end of economic empire. Victory did not bring relief. When the war ended in 1945, Lend-Lease was terminated instantly. Ships carrying food were ordered to turn around mid-Atlantic. Britain, still dependent on imports and stripped of exports, faced immediate insolvency. The nation that had defeated Nazi Germany now risked starvation in peacetime. Desperate, Britain accepted a massive American loan. It came with conditions designed to break what remained of British financial autonomy. When those conditions were enforced, the result was catastrophic. Currency reserves vanished in weeks. Economic control slipped away. Within years, Britain withdrew from global commitments it could no longer afford. The torch of world leadership passed quietly across the Atlantic. The war had been won, but the bill had come due. Britain saved Europe by spending its future. The United States emerged richer, stronger, and dominant, not through conquest, but through contracts. This is why World War II didn't end with a clear winner. Germany lost militarily, Britain won morally, but paid economically for generations. And the United States rose not by bombing cities, but by controlling the flow of money, materials and markets. If this breakdown gave you a new way of seeing history, make sure you subscribe, share this video with a fellow history addict, and drop your thoughts in the comments. This channel exists to go deeper than textbooks, and this story is only the beginning.